I've been making over everybody's space left and right, so I decided to partner up with Article and treat myself to a new quote-unquote office, but it's not your typical kind. I just wanted to document this, Invisaligns in and all. It is January 2nd, and I'm already freaking out that I don't use my office. I think that's the first room I'm gonna redo because this year I am all about just upping the makeovers I've done previously. And when I say upping, I just mean making it more sophisticated, more adult. Okay, hold please. Attractive, I know. I don't work in my office. My office is literally a mess. I don't use it. Everything's sitting in there. I literally don't touch besides the couch, which Paul uses more than I do. The desktop computer, I no longer use. I'm strictly on my laptop sitting on the cozy couch. And I'm curious, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with my office, but what I know is I do not use it. And for this office, I don't want it to really feel like an office. I want it to be the one space that kind of has nothing to do with power tools, that has nothing to do with work per se. Like, it's not decorated any specific way to encourage anything. It's just my cozy little nook. I have my workshop, but that is always full of work. And yes, I have the office, but it's just full of receipts and papers, and we just are not treating it. I am not using it to its full capacity. Put your Invisalign back in, and let's just kind of give them a tour. The current situation. So for this space, I just want to gut it entirely and reassess the entire situation. I will be moving the sun couch into Paul's office and redoing that. Also upping, you know, his office game. But in here, we don't use the chairs. These are absolutely terrible. I do not recommend getting these chairs. I do want to keep the pegboard because this is a big chapter for me. This was one of my biggest DIYs I've ever done, but I do want to change the decor and again, just kind of let it grow up a bit. These drapes are amazing blackout drapes, but unfortunately the sun just beats down all damn day right here. So they're green, but then where the sun's hitting, it's starting to fade. The wallpaper, yes, it's cute, but you guys, I just want to up the ante a little tiny baby bit. All right, so here is the truth of the matter. I work right here. It's just so cozy when I have to do voiceovers in the morning and Paul's sleeping in the bedroom right there. I'll come out here, plug everything in, kind of settle up into my nook, and just, you see, it just kind of starts to take over snacks, coffee, like, and it always looks like that because I'm always working. I want this space to grow up with me, and I just feel like this is very much so 4 years ago, Rachel. And I want it to reflect 30-year-old, like, hey, let's run an empire, Rachel. I'm getting sick of myself talking already, but I wanted to give you the complete lay of the land before we move forward so you can understand exactly where my head's at, because this isn't your typical office makeover if I have not made that clear enough. I have linked everything down below for you guys. Article has hooked your girl up. I am beyond grateful for this partnership. And the first thing we're gonna do in order to dig into the boxes is to clear out the room and make space. Side note, I did that pegboard wrong when I first built it. You're supposed to alternate the rows of holes. My friend Woodbrain has a great example on her Instagram. And a little friendly tip for you, I actually fill the holes with joint compound because you don't have to compromise the texture of the wall. Just water rinses it right off around the hole. That sounded weird. Whoops. I will be working with Article on some other massive makeovers as well. So this isn't like something you have to necessarily build, which I love. I'm just trying to show you how I'm designing the space. And please also enjoy this little montage of Callie huddle butting is what we call it. What? I legit brought one chunk of the Soleil couch because you can order a chair or different kind of sections, and I brought that right on up after my cardboard shredder finished her job and set that upstairs so I had like a visual of what the colors were going to be based off of, and then I started to execute the room from there. The first thing was tackling this wallpaper that I really regret putting up. Holy moly. I'll tell you right now, you want to get a wallpaper steamer, which I ended up buying, but I wanted to start with the cheaper way out, which is scoring the wallpaper and then spraying it with this wallpaper stripper. And you're supposed to leave it for 5 minutes, come back and be able to easily scrape this off. I don't know what type of glue homegirl used 3 years ago when doing this, but it did not easily scrape off. It took me about 4 days to get it to maybe an acceptable level.
No more wallpaper.
So it was February 2017?
What?
You did this in 2016? And you stuck with it.
I did.
And looky now, less than half a decade.
Side note, Paul would be a professional hype man if he was not a professional skateboarder, and I love him every second for it.
Okay, hi. Just woke up. Got a chemical peel. Callie literally hi-ya'd my face. Excuse you, security system. But there's one thing that I need to share with you is how much I hate regular wallpaper.
I'm gonna keep it 110 with you. It took about a week to do this wall since it pissed me off so much. Once I got it to maybe an acceptable level, I just moved right along and got weird with painting in a whole new way for me. I measured down from the top of the ceiling, I think about 22 inches, because I'm gonna leave that top portion white, but then paint my accent color on the bottom. My dear friend, Mr. Drew Scott, actually did this in his room makeover and inspired me, but I didn't want to go so bold with the color, so be sure to check out his tutorial. I don't remember if one of you guys told me about this or I saw this on Instagram, but I did clean the baseboards with a dryer sheet and it worked like a charm. I feel like you guys are kind of gonna freak out with the color that I'm choosing because it is so opposite of what I would typically do. It is called Cameo White by Bear. I'm going to be using an eggshell finish, and that is just a little bit sheen, not too overly crazy, and easy cleanup if need be. So I just went to work on that, and when I started painting, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little bit nervous because I was like, this is straight up pink. But once it dried, I stopped freaking out. In between coats of the trim, I started to assemble this Jupiter light in gold, and this, I am not joking you, is where all of my hotel vibes started to come from. It is such a gorgeous light. I just wanted everything to be very minimal, and I wanted the couch and the light fixture to just like wow you when you walked in. Here's a little quick introduction to my homegirl, Allie. She is also my assistant once a week at the moment, and it is so much fun having a helping hand. Finally, you'll be seeing her a lot more. We moved on to finish painting the room. You're gonna peel that paint back and come in and trim with the white right up against your accent color, because you see there's a little bit of a gap there. I just did that for safety on my behalf. Do yourself a favor and just upgrade your switch plate covers. The ones without the screws can modernize, what is that a word? Any room. I turned my breaker off. I checked that the hot wire was in fact not hot anymore, connected the black wire to the black wire, the white to the white, and then the copper to the copper, and voila, and installed this beautiful light fixture. Let's not talk about how I caved and bought a $50 wall steamer that I should have used from the get-go, and I just cleaned up that wall as much as possible before painting it and just getting over the fact that the texture was a little bit messed up, but you can't really tell from afar. One of my favorite makers, Glenn of More DIY Creators, just launched his tutorial of these floating shelves, and he shows you how much weight they can hold, but I wanted to do something lighter. I located the studs of my wall. I cut down the wood per the sizing in the shelf that I wanted. I used his measurements for the pocket hole jig, so go over there if you want all the details. I'm not about to steal that tutorial from him. I linked it for you. And I just used 2.5-inch pocket hole screws and literally it's one of my, I keep using that word. I just screwed it right in through the wood into the stud, and holy genius, Glenn. Thank you for this one. I repeated the same exact process to the opposite corner and just started to have some fun with the decorations before I brought in the big Kahuna Soleil couch. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I got the wrong size curtain rod, which I thought was funny because I made fun of Michaela when I did her office makeover that it was too small. Just karma right there for you. I also got the wrong size rug, but a little trick of the trade, tip of the trade, what is the saying, is I just folded the rug down and put the couch in front of the fold, and you can't even tell that I fit it to the size of the room. Boom. The couch that I went with is modular, so I can move it around however I wanted, but I really liked making it like long and lean and putting it right front and center. If you notice, I am actually spacing the couch pretty far out from the wall because there is all that tech behind there, and I want to let it breathe, and I don't want to try to find something to organize it. I've tried to DIY any kind of situation for it and I make it overheat, so I'm just gonna let it breathe and let it live right behind there. This Silicus long coffee table and this side table aren't necessarily supposed to be stacked, but I just really liked how it looked. And get your nasty feet off my table. I don't even want to have my feet myself. Ugh. I loved keeping this muted, so I wanted to pair the Hira natural ivory rug with the Gabriola pillow set because they just have that similar texture, which kind of ties everything together, like from the floor up, if that makes sense. I recently stayed at the Ace in downtown Los Angeles, and I just love how their hotel rooms are decorated. That is where I'm pulling all my inspiration from. So if you want to look up their hotel and get an idea of the rooms, that's exactly what I'm trying to replicate into here and get that vibe. This I ended up purchasing at a store, and I felt really just terrible because what it is just marble contact paper and a huge poster board frame. Very easy DIY. I'm kind of ashamed that I bought it. So as you can see, the reason I'm leaving this little corner open is because this is how I work best, is to sit, sketch, erase, and repeat.
I wanted to interrupt because you guys have been calling me out on things that I don't think I need to explain, or you guys are giving me incredible tips and you're making me think in a new way. So before you comment like, oh my gosh, that corner is so empty, that wall is so empty, let me explain what I would like to do. I ordered a curtain rod that's over 100 inches long, and it's also gold, so it's gonna take a little bit to get here. I ordered similar colored curtains, but very transparent. I want to have the option to be able to close this off. Like if I wanted to sit in here and just work, because I do work in my bedroom or on the couch, people can just walk right up to me and there's no like kind of like knock knock, hey, are you busy? Do you have some time? It's like, oh, she's available all the time. Not that I don't mind it, I just kind of would like that option. Also, I ordered these really beautiful, crazy decorative curtain hooks, and because the curtains can't all go on this side since that shelf is right here, the majority of the curtains are going to be like whooshed this way.
I go on and continue to talk about absolutely nothing here that I think is important, but I wanted to show you the progression of where my office started when I started the channel and to where it's at now. It's all about progression, guys. The glow up is real. I don't want to talk about that I aggressively rubbed this and the color rubbed off, so that's just a little bit annoying.
It's wonderful. Falling in love is wonderful. So they say. So they say. Falling in love is wonderful.
Oh my gosh, this is exactly what I wanted it to look like if you were to take a high-res photo. Come check it out, kid. What do you think of it?
Thank you so much, Article. This literally would not, oh my God, I need to stop saying that word. This honestly would not have been possible without you and your partnership. I am so insanely grateful. Oh, and this nook is just so beautiful in my opinion. It just screams, hey Rach, let's build an empire, but also let's like chill while we do it and not freak out too much. That's the vibe I get from this, at least in my opinion. Before the comments come in, just rolling like, what, this isn't even really an office. Well, I'm the one that's working here, and I work best in a situation like this. And let me just show you what my quote unquote office cabinet looks like, but I'm gonna save that for another time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know we're pumping out 3 videos this week. I'm gonna be taking a little bit of a hiatus next week because I have some larger makeovers that I just need to buckle down with. So I hope that these 3 kind of hold you over. Until next time, guys, I will see you very soon. I appreciate all your love and support. Thank you again to Article. Be sure to check out all the links in the description box down below. And yeah, all right, peace out, guys.